So the issue is that you never can tell with a comic whether they are outgoing or introverted. And it's true that many comics are introverted, and they manage to overcome signs of that by coming out and doing comedy. Next comedian, you're not going to have to worry about. Welcome to the stage, very quiet, very sedate, Julia Loughran.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I do love a microphone and a spotlight, for any of you who don't know. But just looking out into this crowd, it's so great to see the room so full, especially all the people I invited to come out tonight. Can those of you raise your hand just so I can see my peeps? Woo! Anyway, I'd like to see you all after the show, because I don't know if you'd prefer Venmo or PayPal. So yeah, thanks for coming out. You all will get paid. I hope everyone can hear me. I've been told that I'm loud. My friends and family are still looking for my volume switch. The problem came at birth, when I was born without an indoor voice. So I'm really good around a fire pit. I get really loud after I've been drinking. I think that's why they measure alcohol by volume. But I've been reading on the internet about the benefits of a powerful, loud voice. And they say that people with powerful voices command attention, and they also exude confidence. But I'll tell you, the best thing about being loud is that I can get the bartender's attention when I need another drink. Bartender! So that's good. I know I appreciate all of you coming, but somebody who's put up with my loudness for more years than he should have is my husband, Wiley. He's out in the crowd. Can you just raise your hand, Wiley? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. No, not stand up. Raise your hand. Yeah. It's okay, he's crazy. So my husband and I moved to Asheville from the DC area in 2016, or as I like to call it, 4 BC, 4 before COVID. Yeah, so we have been happily married for 25 years, and this year we'll celebrate our 39th wedding anniversary. But I've been told that the first 50 years of marriage are the hardest. So I'm almost there at 40, and I'm going to stick it out. For those of you married in the audience, ladies, the key to a happy marriage is to always let your husband have the last words. And for you husbands, those words are, yes, dear. Yes. So my husband and I were getting older, as are our friends. We like to entertain, and when we have people over, there's all this whole health thing that goes on, just like listening to the comics tonight. We have to hear about Sally's stomach and Larry's liver and Pat's pancreas. We can't have dinner before an organ recital. It's crazy. I am worried about my husband's hearing, though. I think he's going deaf. I decided to test it. I came home from the grocery store, and as I came in from the garage, I said, honey, what's for dinner? I didn't hear anything. So I walked into the living room saying a little louder, honey, what's for dinner? Still nothing. I walked into the kitchen, found him standing at the stove, and I kind of yelled at him, honey, what's for dinner? He looked at me and he said, for the third time, chicken. So maybe it's me. But I'm really thankful for the pharmaceutical industry. As for myself, I'm on what they call HRT, hormone replacement therapy, or as my husband calls it, my anti-bitching cream. He asked me if I could order it in a 5-gallon spackle bucket. Yeah, crazy. But my husband is taking some pills too. And who knew that at our age, we could still have a thriving personal life. So I'm talking about the Viagra, the little blue pill. But there are side effects that they don't mention. You know, Bill mentioned all the side effects. This one, they never mentioned. The other day, I asked my husband what he wanted for breakfast. And he said, honey, when I take the Viagra, it suppresses my appetite. I'm not hungry. A few hours later, I said, honey, could I make you a sandwich for lunch? And he said, I'm taking the Viagra. I'm not hungry. And then at dinner, I said, you've got to be starving. You know, must be really hungry. It's dinner time. And he said, nope, still not hungry. And so I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, well, I'm starving. Can you roll off of me? So another side effect from that little blue pill is that my husband wants to have sex everywhere. Just the other Friday night, we went down to the AC Hotel and we were going to grab a drink up at the rooftop bar. We got on the elevator and he wanted to have sex in the elevator. I told him that was wrong on every level. So my father had a motto about health, and you should all take this with you. He would tell me, it's better to be rich and healthy than poor and sick. So remember that. So I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I was the youngest of 4 children. I had 3 older brothers. I was the only girl. I was the baby. And so, family of 6. We weren't Mormon. We didn't even qualify. Mormon families had 10 to 12, and that isn't even counting the wives. So, my family was close. We were very close. Not that we liked each other. It's the 6 of us grew up in a 2-bedroom house. Too close. We played a lot of games to get by. In fact, I learned to gamble playing Yahtzee with my grandmother. She ran the first illegal gambling daycare in Salt Lake City. We played a lot of cards, too. We would actually use cards to see who would do the chores. The low card had to do the dishes. So, first day of kindergarten, the teacher asked how high we could count. Well, Mark Murphy, he could count to 7. Jill Hepworth, she could count to 10. When they got to me, I said, I can count higher than 10. 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. So, there we go. Before I came along, my brother had been the baby for 7 years. He was always trying to find a way to get rid of me. And as we got older, my parents let my brother Jim look after me when they would go out. And I remember once he cleaned out a whole kitchen cabinet and he asked if I could fit inside. Well, I was always looking up to him, so I dutifully folded myself into the cabinet. And then, whammo, he shuts the door, and I start screaming, let me out of here, let me out. And he says in his sinister voice, don't scream, you'll use up all your air. So the thing that gets me today is that I would do that again and again and again, because he would promise that this time he'd let me out. But if you're picturing Lucy pulling the ball away from Charlie Brown every time, I totally get it. And frankly, I think that might be why I'm loud. Let me out of here!
Julia Loughran. Great set. Good job. Julia and all the people who came to see her and have to see me. So you know the line that she said? Nah, I'm not even going to go there. You've been heckling me too much, and I'll get even. I promise. Ready for more? Okay.